Nice and quiet.
There we go. Calm, cool, collected.
Hey Internet, I'm Chad.
And I'm Dan. This is Wine is Serious Business, episode 244. We're about to head off on vacation to Germany for a while, so this might be the last show for a few weeks. I don't think we'll keep up for the couple weeks that we're gone, but we should be coming back with some killer content.
Well, my plan is to upload some stuff to our page from iPad, right? To do some stuff.
Good move.
I'm just gonna send some random videos. There'll probably be some stuff where we're at.
That's a good idea.
Just silly stuff, photographs, whatever. So
yeah, should be fun. So anyway, today we got 3 bottles from 2010. I was out in the valley today. Yeah, started out with that one. Stopped the Eyrie Vineyards. I know we covered their stuff pretty recently, but I saw this little package that they're doing and realized that this is kind of a unique project and B, a unique opportunity as people that like talk about and taste and cover Oregon wine to taste all 3 of these wines together. Not a lot of it was made. This is a set of three versions of the Black Cap, which is the Pinot Noir that Jason Lett makes under his own label, as opposed to under the Eyrie Vineyards label.
Right.
Eyrie Vineyards wine tries to stay true to the style that his father created, keep making wines the same way, using a lot of the same fruit. For Black Cap, he sources fruit from some other locations, gives himself a little more leeway to try new things.
Right, it's kind of like his take on Pinot Noir as opposed to following the tradition of Eyrie with the Eyrie brand.
Yeah, totally. So it's been an interesting wine to try every year, and one of the experiments that he tried with the 2010 vintage, which Chaz and I both love, was to play music to the wine. We'll get into the specifics as we get into each of the bottles, but that's what's going on here. To start with, this is just the basic 2010 Black Cap. I feel like dark Pinot Noir characteristics are really coming out of the wine here. A little bit of plums, a little bit of melon character, a little bit of black pepper.
Yeah, the pepperiness is sticking out to me. Definitely some floral characteristics to this too. Maybe a little bit like dark black, like black tea, red tea. Sort of comes out of it. Dried roses. But the fruit is definitely kind of darker tinge to it initially for me. But yeah, smells good. It's not sort of funky in any way. It's more just earthy tea.
Yeah, I like that. Maybe a touch of heat on the nose here too.
13.5.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't see it so much, but anyway.
Light and bright on contact, I think you got a really nice pop of like strawberry fruit right as it rolls onto the mid palate.
What are those? We had huckleberries. It sort of tastes like that huckleberry tart. Yeah, it's got sort of just like a sour huckleberry to it.
Yeah, where'd you have that?
Ken's Artisan Bakery got a branch fry. I'm sorry.
All right,
so,
nice. Yeah.
Ken's Artisan Bakery, just down this, we're like a few blocks. Real lucky to be a few blocks from it. But they just started doing huckleberry tarts. Cool. They normally do like raspberry tarts, they've been doing peach, blackberry tarts, and this huckleberry tarts are just off the charts. Anyway, so this kind of got that sort of, it's like a initially sweet leading into a tart sourness. It's right there. So
I'm totally with you on that. I'm guessing, I'm curious if there was whole cluster done on this, because I do get like some stemmy notes,
Agreed.
A little bit of barky notes, not so much like barrel. But just kind of like a touch of bitterness.
Barky like cedary or like...
no, I feel like the stems on grapes. That's the image that's coming to my mind.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like adding this edge of bitterness, which I think works well because that strawberry fruit that pops in the middle... That is there. Could be overly sweet and a little overly juicy without that contrast. So, while often bitterness, like I'm pretty sensitive to it, it's quick to go too far. I don't think this is quite there. It's just
not at all.
Complexity at this point.
And really nice acid, like the acid is right there, that burst of sort of red strawberry in the middle mid palate leads into a lot of acid as that huckleberry is there in the finish. And the tannins are really kind of gentle in the background. They grip the cheeks, but they don't overwhelm the palate at any point.
Yeah.
Nice balance, nice wine overall. So. Delicious, complex,
yeah,
nice, dark characters. 88 plus, 89 points from me.
Sure, 89 plus for me. A little bit more. Solid stuff. Definitely some interesting characteristics, and I think a good contrast to the Eyrie wines too. Like it definitely is a different animal.
It is,
and that's fun to see.
And one I would say that this could stand a bit more bottle age. I think this is young.
100%.
Like another 5 years in bottle, and this will be a really special wine.
Sure.
So, with upward trajectory on this.
Yeah,
so.
almost inevitably, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so on to the first experimental bottle. This is the Pinot Noir Hildegard, 2010. So it's the same wine, but put in a tank. Apparently, or you do the rinse. Apparently, you put PVC pipes down into the tanks, and then speakers at the top end of the PVC pipes.
Shucks.
A little bit of sediment in there. All right.
No, it's the wax. So.
Oh, okay.
Good.
And then speakers at the top of the PVC pipes, and ran music into the tanks of wine. This tank got Hildegard von Bingen, which is a mystical composer. I think it was said from the 12th century on here. Yeah, somebody I had no familiarity with before today. I know that Bingen's in Germany, fairly close to where we're going on a couple of trips, which is interesting.
Cool.
But right on the river. But it's like soaring, kind of sounds like cathedral music, like high pitched vocals and very spacious instruments.
Put a link to the YouTube of it.
I definitely will.
That's on both of these. It's actually a good idea. So yeah, really interesting experiment, right? Like,
yes.
Having tasted these at the Eyrie Vineyards before, they were completely different beasts. So it's
Oh, you've done this before. I haven't done this.
They've when I went there with John Moser.
Oh, really?
These, yeah.
Cool.
Poured them. So
yeah, always cool stuff in the tasting room at Eyrie, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So all right.
Totally different.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Well, so this is a blend of like whatever. This is the actual wine.
Right.
It's these two that are basically a tank from the same piece of. Isn't like the same fruit?
Yeah, it's all the same stuff.
It's all the same stuff.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just these two came from like a specific area. Okay, so it's finished wine from two different tanks. All right.
Yeah.
Learning something. Yeah, it smells completely different.
More light strawberries here. I'm getting kind of like some crazy spice. You say like cumin or cardamom or something like that? Like something that's in curry. I'm getting like, not like the whole thing smells like a curry, but there's like one of those complex spices.
Yeah. So this one's a little more peppery to me than even the last one on the nose. The stemminess is sort of apparent. Like if this is one where I would guess there's some whole cluster definitely going on, because like I could smell stems. At least my mind is going there. Smells like ripe Pinot Noir grapes, and then some cherry notes as well. It's definitely less dark than the original Black Cap. Like it's a lighter, brighter, nose.
Makes me think of the Dundee Hills.
Mm-hmm. Because you do get this sort of spice out of the Dundee Hills.
Yeah. Boy, real nice, soft. I'm maybe my palate's stuck there, but I'm getting strawberries. Nice, soft fruit all the way across the palate. Good sense of depth to the fruit too, like perfectly ripe. The juice kind of sticks around in the mouth for a while. Mm-hmm. Real good sense of elegance to this, I think, too.
Yeah, this one structurally is a lot lighter on its feet. The acid is definitely toned down a little bit, letting the fruit kind of show forth a little more. The fruit has a really light, elegant touch to it. It's like a very light-bodied, or I wouldn't say light-bodied wine, but the way the fruit interacts with the tongue, it's like not as intense as the Black Cap. And tannically, no grip in the cheeks whatsoever. Like it's the tannins are there. They're very supple. They're very relaxed. But yeah, really easy to drink right now.
Good sense of acidity. Oh man.
This is one where I would say this is ready to drink now. Like this is drinking really nicely right now.
Sense of floral note on the nose that just sticks around for a long time, too.
Yeah, this has got the strawberries you were talking about earlier, like are right there, right? Like that, a little bit of cherry, a little bit of red tea, yeah, and some spiciness or some pepperiness as the wine finishes. Yeah.
And these are all popping bores too, for what that's worth. They've not been open long, so. This is smoking. I love it. 91 plus score wise, but
Agreed.
I think the structure, like it's integrated more
Mm-hmm.
right now. Really accessible, good sense of depth. Yeah, it's fantastic.
I agree with everything Dan said. 91 plus, 92 points for me. Like, this is just so delicious and easy to drink right now. It's wonderful. So
Yeah,
there you go.
super cool. All right, wine number 2. This one received the same treatment mechanically as the previous one, but John Coltrane was played into the speakers,
So
which is
cool.
a significant change of pace.
Mm-hmm. And they say, like, when aging wine, right, like, vibration matters.
They
You know
do.
why?
Not really, but when something's sensitive to sediments or whatever, I guess it makes sense that shaking all the time.
Maybe suspends it or something, or does something the way it ages. But
Yeah.
I wonder if that matters when you're actually creating the wine. It must, right? Because, yeah.
We're tasting it, right? Like of course, there are a billion things that could shift, but it's a fun experiment because like everything that was intentionally done, all the decisions were made and the work was done to keep them the same, right? So
Other than this.
yep, except for the music.
Except for the
it's
music.
fun,
Yeah.
fun experiment, fun thing we get to try, right? Just stop by the tasting room, see it up on the shelf, like let's check it out, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So
Good pick. Good pick. Another wine that smells completely different. So.
this one is a little more funky, right? Or like forest floor.
Yeah.
Not like jazz funky, I guess, when you talk about music in it. This is definitely like weird linguistic overlap. But,
No, this one's more like blackberries. Again, some of the stemminess,
Yes,
a bit more of the funkiness that you get out of Oregon, like that forest floor sort of aspect to it. Yeah,
yeah, wet forest floor for sure.
maybe even a hint of like the mushrooms. The
Yeah,
dried
like
mushrooms,
deep
yeah.
undergrowth and stuff. Like a good sense of depth on the nose here.
Yeah,
I like it.
Smells. This is As far as the three of them so far, this is my favorite one. The way it smells.
Nice.
So there's a good sense of richness on the nose too. Like you're leaning into something a little more intense than the last two. Like the nose is a little more captivating to me.
Also in a good spot right now. Maybe the half-size bottle's playing into this
That's
to
true.
some degree too, but
I don't know. I mean, the tannins here are definitely more present than the last one.
Mhm.
The acid is definitely a little more intense, but the fruit is also a little more intense. Like it's a little more blanketing. There's more body. There's
Sure.
more intensity of flavor.
I'm still getting some cool spice notes. I'm drifting more towards just like cinnamon and nutmeg and stuff that maybe you associate a little bit with the barrel on this one. But it's definitely that. Yeah, definitely. It's kind of like a middle ground between these two. There is some of the body, a little bit of the stemmy notes, but it's not as full on as it is in the baseline Black Cap.
Right. Getting less of this is definitely more tending towards like blackberry fruit. A little bit of the huckleberry I got early on the first wine is there. It's definitely more black tea or steep black tea as it enters the finish. Like some earthy characteristics too. This is a darker wine, a little more intense flavor. So.
Fruit's more like dark cherries. I'm getting a little bit of those strawberry notes too, but I think the fruit's got a darker character to it. A little bit of the strawberry skins going on, maybe a little bit of cherry pit.
Agreed on the cherries. Yeah, it's really nice. The finish is good. It's nice wine. Oh, falling apart.
No, it's good. It's good, man.
All right.
Yeah, a little more full body, but I think some of the elements are still integrated a little more than this. I like how the acidity sticks around on the palate. I like how some of the fruit lingers. There's a good sense of complexity all the way through. So I think, I think that's 90 points for me. Leaning a little towards maybe a little more time open or a little age will probably almost certainly benefit this one as well, I think.
Absolutely. I feel the same. Structurally, and it could just integrate a little more. I mean, it's got really nice components, and it's really delicious, but maybe a little more integration, a little more time in bottle will probably do a little better. I should say 90 points, because it's got a great nose. It smells wonderful. It's complex,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, it's just yeah, a little more time in bottle. But man, this the Hildegard is drinking freaking wonderful right now.
Yeah,
So,
Pinot Noir train changes. That's
92 points for that one. This is really special wine at this moment.
And
I think these two will provide pleasure for years to come.
And unquestionably different wines.
Absolutely.
Which is
weird.
Fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah.
And fun to see. So thanks, Jason, for taking on a cool experiment and going through the time and effort to not just make a couple bottles for yourself, but to actually bottle them, sell them through the tasting room, do labels and everything. That's a real cool project.
Well, they come up with cool ideas and document them, and really put the time and effort into it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
So,
it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, that's a show, I guess. Time to ask a question.
What's the weirdest wine experiment that you've ever seen? I know we've seen some other producers come out with experiment bottles or different projects that have, fermented in weird containers, whatever. Oh, there we go. So
Chad Stock of Minimus, right, has an entire wine business built on interesting experiments.
So what's your weirdest?
Yeah.
What's the weirdest wine experiment you've ever seen besides this? So,
Cool. Yeah, let us know. Thanks for watching. See you in a couple weeks.
Bye.
Your cat's drinking